Good morning to everyone. I am Dr. K. Vijay Kumar, Associate Professor, Public Administration, Government City College, Hyderabad. Today, our topic is globalization and public administration. Globalization and public administration. In this topic, these are the subtopics are objectives, introduction, the concept of globalization, meaning of globalization, different views on globalization, then impact on public administration, then reform measures in Indian administration, then lastly conclusion. Objectives of the globalization and public administration. Already in last classes we are discussed about what is the public administration, what are the concepts, what are the objectives of the public administration, etc. are over. Now we are in the globalization and public administration. Globalization, the main objectives of the globalization these are describe the concept of globalization. Describe the concept of globalization. Then describe the different views of globalization. Describe the different views of globalization. Then assess the impact of globalization on public administration. Then explain the reform measures in India in the context of globalization. These are the main objectives of the globalization as well as public administration related to globalization. Then introduction. Globalization as for reaching impact on the economics of developing countries like India. Globalization as for reaching impact on economics of developing countries like in India. It has resulted in the growth of transnational and multinational corporations and the spread of global capitalism. Then developing an universal and global theory of public administration capable of addressing the problems of these countries. The major changes that occurred as a consequences of globalization have altered the nature and character of the state and public administration. Globalization has for reaching impact on the economic development countries like India, it has resulted in the growth of transnational and multinational corporations and the spread of global capitalism. It is opened that global money has no loyalty or attachment to any space, nation or community of people, and hence made the state irrelevant or even obsolescent. obsolescent. Others view that global capitalism will lead to the generation of suprastate governing agencies resulting to supplement the territorial nations and states. Territorial nation and states. Intervention of these supranational governance agencies will depend the dependency of less developed countries, worsen their fiscal crisis, and create a serious problems of governability in these nations. Some thinkers suggested developing a universal and global theory of public administration capable of addressing the problems of these countries. However, it is viewed that globalism, and globalized economic structure will have profound implications for public administration and change the nature of the administrative state worldwide. Further, it is also viewed that the transitional nature of the state from the welfare state to the competitive state will bring along with itself qualitative and quantitative changes, quantitative changes in the organizational structures and governance patterns of administration. It is thought that globalization is the result of several factors. There are several factors, resulted of several factors, including accumulation of surplus capital. The first factor, accumulation of surplus capital, the state, domestic constraints, IT, information and technology, international institutions, and ideology. These major changes that occurred as consequences of globalization have altered the nature of character of the state and public administration. From the traditional welfare administrative state to a corporative welfare state. For the last few years, in the globalization, the aftermath reform in the public administration and governance systems of various countries are familiar in the literature of social sciences, particularly in public administration. Globalization has changed the meaning of public administration both structurally and functionally. Structurally, the rigid hierarchical and bureaucratic form of governance has shifted to a flexible and de-hierarchical form of governance based on networks and collaboration. Functionally, public administration has witnessed a reflective transformation in the form of delivery of public goods and services. However, the transformation opened a door to the emergence of corporate welfare state from the traditional welfare state. The different meanings of globalization, the causes and consequences of globalization, and the implications of global capitalism for the state and for public administration in developing countries like India, focusing on the changing nature of the state in general and the administrative state in particularly. Then the concept of globalization. The concept of globalization. Globalization process and means to achieve the goals of globalism. It is a global system of capital order. It is an ideology of globalizing corporation and the globalizing superpower states that guard and promote them. Globalization is the institutionalization of global people's structures, values, norms, socio-economic system, and power. Relationship towards a unifying system of structures and values. Globalism is an ideological, organizational, political, and economic phenomenon of the late 20th century. Globalization, according to Ali Faraz Band, is a social scientist. According to Ali Faraz Band, globalization is a process and a means to achieve the goals of globalism. Globalism is a global system of capitalist order. It is an ideology of globalizing corporations and the globalizing superpower states that guard and promote them. Therefore, globalism is the institutionalization of global peoples, structures, values, and norms, socio-economic systems, and power relationships towards a unifying system of structures and values. Thus, the globalism is an ideological, organizational, political, and economic phenomenon of the late 20th century. But its origin can be traced back to the 19th century and even earlier times also. This is the concept of globalization. Then, meaning of globalization. Meaning of globalization. Globalization means many things to many people. Some economists consider globalization as a step towards a fully integrated world market. According to economists, they consider globalization as a step towards not setup, sorry, printing mistake is there, steps towards a fully integrated world market. Then, according to political scientists, their views is it has a departure from the conventionally defined concept of the state. The political scientist views it as a departure from the conventionally defined concept of the state with territorial sovereignty and the emergence of the non-governmental power players in the world order. Then another business school academicians, according to them, business school academics and consultants, according to their the and constraints apply globalization to a borderless world. Business school and academics and consultants apply globalization to a borderless world. There is no border for globalization, according to business academicians and consultants. Their view regarding globalization, there is no border for world. There is no borderless world. That is, it is according to their opinion, that is the meaning of globalization. Then, and others views it as phenomenon driven only by private sector funds and not by government. But the on globalization deals with the questions of borderless states, jurisdictions, and issues associated with governance, economy, identity, and community. Globalization deals with the question of borderless states, jurisdictions, and issues associated with governance, economy, identity, and community. This is the meaning of globalization. According to some their views, economists are said it is a step towards a fully integrated world market. According to economists, according to political scientists, it is a departure from the conventionally defined concept of the state with territorial sovereignty. Then business school academics and consultants too, it is a borderless world. It is a globalization to a borderless world. Then globalization deals with the question of borderless state jurisdictions and issues associated with governance, economy, identity, and community. Then different views. Different views. There are so many views, different viewpoints or meanings of globalization. They related to public administration. These are the important views on globalization. First one is globalization as internationalism. Globalization as internationalism. It means an increase in cross-border relations among organizations, identifies including human and governmental and communities that expand beyond national jurisdictional boundaries. This practice is not new either. This has originated centuries ago. Internationalization grew along with the rise of this international trade and other aspects of economic and political relations among nations. Governance and public administration have become more internationalized and a common practice after World War II. With the rise of UNO, United Nations of Organization, and its affiliate agencies, the birth and growth of Comparative Administrative Group (CAG) was the outcome of this development. This is the one of the view of globalization. This is the one of the view on globalization. Globalization is a internationalization. Then second one is globalization as border openness. Border openness. This means that large scale openness of borders achieved by removing state regulatory barriers as the borders of the capital nations constrained by legal and political limitations have never been closed to each other. The border openness has some validity, but it is not a major departure from the earlier meanings of globalization. And is certainly not a strong definitive one. Its validity rests in increased cross borders, migrations, communications, financial transactions, and cultural relationship. Its purported idea of borderless integrated world would be characterized by a unified global economy, a global government, homogeneous global culture, and by implication, a global system of governance and public administration. The internet and other means of information technology have contributed to globalization of governance and public administration with an idea of thinking globally and acting locally. Thinking globally and acting locally, adjusting to global situations and learning to adapt to global changes. The concept of global village and global management seem to characterize the nation of globalization and its implications for the state of public administration. Then, globalization as a process. It is a process. In a political economy view, this notion refers to globalization not as a phenomenon but a process, a continuing process of capital accumulation in modern capitalism that has been going on for centuries, has been intensified recently as a result of availability of modern technology. According to capitalism, is in its innermost essence an expanding system with internally and extremely resulting for the growth of multinational corporations, which tells about the changing nature of state and public administration under the new global order. Then, globalization and ideology. It has always been a major driving force behind idea of systems, including capitalist system. Ideology embodies values, norms, sanctions, and internalizing cultural bonding that tend to mold mind and soul among human beings toward specific ideal norms of structure and process with goals either manifest or implicitly pulling actions and behaviors. The ideology underpinning of Western capitalism acting as a driving force behind the globalization of American and West European liberal democracy. It spreads throughout the world through the media, the press, computers, and satellite communication system, offers an image of an ideal political system for other countries to imitate. According to Lindblom, the key word freedom, individualism, free market enterprise, and plural democracy have characterized the ideological force of globalization. Globalization characters are mainly freedom, individualism, free market enterprise, plural democracy have characterized the ideological force of globalization. Then globalization is phenomenon. It means globalization is a cause of and effect phenomenon in late capitalism. This new phenomenon has been explained by non-linear, no causal and chaotic events. The first is a political economy meaning and the second is a chaos theory, which also has relevance in the subject. Sharing the view of capital accumulation process, the first view treats globalization as a cause of world capitalism. Endless effort to reach global market for accelerated accumulation of capital. Globalization has also produced significant consequences for the state and other institutions in the society, whose territorial borders have not only become somewhat borderless but more importantly transcended. Here, the globe has become the single place of a village to speak. Then, globalization has both transcending and phenomenon and process. This perspective considers globalization to be a process of accumulation by global capitalism. Constant process of expansion into new frontiers and opportunities for increasing capital accumulation at the global level. It also views globalization as a phenomenon caused by the process of global capital accumulation, a phenomenon that has manifested its negative and positive effects almost everywhere. It considers the state as an active institutional player in the process of globalization and in dealing with the consequences. The new global community, the changing role of administrative state and public administration is explored both as a cause and an effect. These are the different views on globalization. Then, impact on public administration. The globalization of capital, politics, administration, and culture have affected virtually every nation. No country has left untouched by the globalization. This is the situation in the present day. That is the impact of globalization on public administration. The globalization of capital politics, administration, and culture have affected virtually every nation. No country has left untouched by the globalization. The process of globalization has positive as well as negative consequences. The decision and codes of conduct are binding over the nation, state, affecting their administrative system. That is the impact on public administration. Then administrative became much more transparent. Public administration adopted SQT, Service Quality Initiative, and TQM, Total Quality Management. The impact of globalization or public administration are more and more in nowadays. The process The several factors have contributed to the process of globalization. These are accumulated of surplus capital, the role of dominant states and their bureaucracies, domestic constraints, rising human expectations, international institutions, and technological innovations. This process of globalization has moved faster in Northern America, East Asia, Western Europe, and Australia than in the rest of Asia and Europe, Africa, and Latin America. The process of globalization has a positive as well as negative consequences. Globalization has facilitated connections and coordinations among peoples, governments, and non-governmental organizations also, even NGOs also. Feared by some authors, it has not brought about the end of the state and its bureaucracy, nor will it result in decline of the state in the future. As a positive consequences, it has resulted to these changes reinforcement of supra-territorial governance organization. Those decisions and codes of conduct are binding over the nation states affecting their administrative system. Increased degree of interdependence among modern states to handle territorial and supra-territorial issues and seek cooperation for a host of matters of general interest. Example, the concept like global village, global environment, and global citizenship are the emerging concerns. It increased. Now, world is a global village. Now, then global environment, that is common in everywhere. Global environment as well as global citizenship also are the emerging concerns. That is the positive consequences. Then all states have gained advantage of information as to process the information for almost all functions of governance and administration. Example, increased military and technological capability of dominant states. In the public administration book, Public Administration in a Globalizing World, Theories and Practice. The impact of globalization on public administration. The book reveals that administration become much more transparent. Administration, according to that book, public administration became much more transparent. The top down administrative decision making had given way to a bottom up model with increasing participation of local people. And serving the people had become central focuses central focus of public administration through the state, market, and civil society collaboration. Globalization tends to promote elitism, elites, elites rise to power and acquire wealth overnight at the expense of millions. Also, globalization pushes for increased privatization, which promotes greater opportunities for corruption. Privatization is based on the market based rational choice theory of self interested individualism in search of maximizing self interest at almost any cost to community and society. These are the impact on public administration of globalization. This is the globalization impact on public administration. Then reforms and measures of Indian administration. The idea of reinventing of government market oriented reforms, privatization, contracting out, and new public management are the familiar terms in the developing countries like India. The government of India adopted policies of globalization, liberalization, and market economy in the wake of the serious economic crisis that evolved the country by mid 1990s. The globalization provides a useful means to develop technologies necessary for the production of goods and services that improve India's well-being. Under the there are so many reform measures in Indian administration. This was to include a more strategic or result oriented efficiency, effectiveness, and service quality approach to in decision making. The replacement of highly centralized organizational structures with decentralized management environment. Then flexibility to explore alternatives to direct public provision which might provide more cost effective policy outcomes. Focusing attention on the matching of authority and responsibility as a key to improving performance, including mechanism of explicit performance contracting. Then greater accountability and transparency through requirement to report on results and their full costs. The service-wide budgeting and management system to support and encourage these changes. Then breaking growing nexus of bureaucrats, politicians, and criminals to restore public confidence in public management system among the citizenry. Adapting to innovations and evolving suitable mechanisms to eliminate corruption at both political and administrative levels, and strengthen citizens grievance redressal system. Citizen Citizens grievance redressal system. Then downsizing of bureaucracy and improving the system of delivery at the cutting edge of administration by replacing the existing archaic bureaucratic procedures by absorbing some appropriate precepts inherent in the philosophy of new public management. Then the government of India in 1996, there is an action plan for effective and responsive administration. The action plan included these initiatives, that is, making administration accountable and citizen friendly. This is the reform measure, making administrative accountable and citizen friendly. Then ensuring transparency by introducing the Right to Information Act, RTI Act. Then taking measures to clean and motive public services, and introduction of e-governance, electronic governance for greater openness, reduction of red tapeism, means delayness, and quick and convenient interaction of citizen with the government. Nowadays, in the online system, these are reflected in the online e-governance in online system also. In the realm of public ethics, even there are so many. Second Administrative Reforms Commission has recommended to introduce the new legislation such as corrupt public servants. That bill forfeiture of property bill, so that the state confiscates ill-gotten wealth. Then the cabinet secretariat with power to investigate and prosecute in order to discipline financial sector, capital future and commodity markets, and IT sector also. ARC, Administrative Reforms Committee, also suggested a law on the lines of American False Commission Act, so that the citizen can seek relief against fraudulent claims against the government. These are the reform measures in Indian administration. Then conclusion, there has been a major change in the configuration of public-private space in favor of the globalizing corporate sector. The public administration should resist shrinking this realm of public service by engaging citizen in the administration of public affairs. Globalization pushes for increased privatization, which leads greater opportunities for corruption. It turned societal resources into illegal, immoral, and unproductive activities. The emerging issues and challenges in the Indian administration. The Government of India not only constituted the second ARC, Administrative Reforms Committee, but also introduced the proactive measures. As a part of these measures, that is RTI, Right to Information Act. Anybody can ask for government services. and social audit, and e-governance, electronic governance are introduced to bring out changes in Indian administration. Globalization pushes for increased privatization, which leads to greater opportunity for corruption. Corruption has turned societal resources into illegal, immoral, and unproductive activities. It also became challenged by questioning the trust of the citizens over legitimacy of administration. Public administration need to resist the market-based concept of treating citizens as consumers and degrading them to market commodities. In order to overcome the emerging issues and the challenges in the Indian administration, the Government of India not only constituted the second ARC Administrative Reforms Committee but also introduced the proactive measures. That is, as a part of these measures, the Right to Information Act, social audit, and e-governance, etc. are the introduced to bring out the changes in the Indian administration. This is the globalization and public administration. Okay, thank you.